I'm still not. My name's Ousumane. Thanks for hugging somebody. That was real important, because that way we can ensure that everybody feels a part of, right? Can you hear me in the back? Dorian? Can you hear me? Dorian, can you hear me? First and foremost, I want to thank God. I believe in my heart that God is the answer to every question. I want to thank this area for the opportunity to participate in a piece of history. Whether you're speaking or you're sitting in the audience, you're all participating in history. This is a history-making weekend, and all of us are doing our little bit to make this thing come about. And so I want to thank the area for giving us this opportunity to do that. I want to say how glad I am to participate with Amina again. This is, I think, the second time we've had the privilege of sharing with one another. And it's always nice, because I can draft off of her energy. Because she's just as crazy as I am. And you know what I mean? And it's a loosening up type of thing for you, you know what I mean? So we work well together. I too like the topic, spiritually refreshed and glad to be alive, because I am refreshed. I'm a refreshed ass. And I'm glad to be alive. I really am, because I need to say, let me get this out the way. I have just come out of a deep, dark asshole. And I'm going to share this because we're more alike than we are dissimilar. And if you're not going through it or haven't gone through one, in case you do go through one, you might recall my remarks about my having gone through one, right? Okay, good. So, I'm coming out a deep asshole. All right, let me set it up for you. I got a eviction notice at home. All right. I can handle that. Eviction notice. Eviction notice. All right. I know what to do for that. Got eviction notice at the work. Then the home said, your gym privilege, not like I've been using this shit, but but it's good to have, you know what I mean? You know how you play those games with yourself, right? No, I'm going to the gym. See, that's why I got the gym, because I'm going to the gym. You know what I mean? I ain't been to the gym since I registered with the gym. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is them telling me that you are no longer gym material. Right? All right. Can't go to the gym, right? So then they said, you need to park back down in the back, around the back by the dumpsters, because we're going to take your parking space. All right, I could walk. So then the job parking lot, I said, well, at least I can park there. And then the man started running behind me one day, waving something, and it was one of my checks, I said, damn, all right. Then the car insurance got canceled. Let me speed this up. Car insurance got canceled. Long distance got canceled. The cable got cut off. And once you get used to cable, man, that's fucked up. You know what I mean? You can't watch nothing. Anyway. So all this stuff is happening back to back to back to back to back. And where I am spiritually, and I started off saying I'm spiritually refreshed and I'm glad to be alive, right? Because people will call you, and I share with people in my life, tell them, how you doing? I tell them where I'm at. I don't make up no bullshit. Some people do that. How you doing? You all fucked up. Oh, I'm great. No. But at the same time, here's the dynamic. I'm particular about what comes out my mouth. I don't want to call no more fucked up shit into existence and whatnot. You know what I mean? So, I'm experiencing this, but I'm in the world, but I don't want to be of the world. So I said, how you doing? I said, I'm struggling with enthusiasm. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I feel what's happening, but I'm not taking part in it. You understand? And what I'm trying to do is set this up for you and describe it in terms of this topic, which is honesty, a relationship with God. Right? And because I'm talking right now about the relationship with God piece, and that's why I'm honest about being spiritually refreshed, because coming out of all that I'm just coming out of, I don't think I could have done it without the relationship with God. I know I couldn't have. Using never even crossed my radar screen. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of it. You know, I'd wake up and I'd tell myself a little thing, well, you're above ground. Hey, everything's working. Shit, the light's still on. You know, little shit like that. I got a little 2-year-old daughter and she'd say, hey, wake up, man. Wake up. Look at me. That's how she talks. Look at me. Abu, look at me. Because I tend to wake up fucked up for a minute. I got to go through some stuff before I get right. You know what I mean? The literature talks about how you can sometimes wake up and all you can see is the worthlessness and the futility of it all. You know, so I got to go through some little gyrations before I get in touch, you know. But she be coming at me before I get a chance to get in touch. You know, hey, look at me. You know, look at me. You know what? She says everything 10 times, right? You know what? I said, what? I love you. Abu. Look at me. You know what? What? I love you very much. And it snaps me out. It snaps me out of my thing. So I just wanted to get that out. You know, that I'm really spiritually refreshed and glad to be alive. You know what I mean? And sometimes in life you go through stuff, but if you have that relationship with the God of your understanding ratchet wrench tight, you can go through anything. I honestly believe that. I don't just be sharing that God is the answer to every question. I believe that with every fiber of my body. All right? In fact, the reason I struggled with honesty my entire life is because I didn't have the relationship with God. You know, I tried to borrow a relationship with God because there were people in my family that used to drag me places where God was supposed to be. And I wasn't, but if you're not voluntarily in those places, you don't seem to get what they got out of it. And they would come away, you know, they'd come away all right, having gone to the place where God's supposed to be. And I'd come away feeling like, man, why you keep dragging me here? You understand? This is not for me. You know, this is not for me. And as a direct result of not having that relationship with God, the older I got, let me do it like this. If you don't have a relationship with God, you can't practice honesty, because honesty is a spiritual principle, and spiritual principles come from generosity of spirit. To have a generous spirit, it's got to come from God. Now here I am with no relationship with God, so I don't have a generous spirit. Absent my generous spirit, I don't believe that I can afford to practice spiritual principles yet. So if you ask me something, I'm gonna lie. And I surround myself with liars. My whole crew consists of world-class liars. World-class liars. That's the requirement to get in the crew. If you can't lie your ass off, don't fuck with us. Because we some lying asses. Got whole categories of lying and all of that good stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So don't tell us nothing about you went someplace and got honest. Let alone you went down someplace and got honest about me too. I'm not trying to hear that. Because we're all world-class liars. Why? Because none of us believe that we can afford to tell the truth. So I came in here fitting the literature. I wasn't brimming with nothing close to honesty. I was not open-minded, and I was barely willing. The willingness had been beaten into me by the drugs. I came in here with some backhanded honesty. I came in here honest about the fact that narcotics had whipped my ass. That's what I knew. Not much else was up for revision. Everything else, I got that. I got it. It's just that narcotics seem to whip my ass every time I fuck with them. Now everything else I can handle. I can figure it out. I can come up with something. It's going to be all right, I guarantee you. And if you would just do like I'm telling you to do, we can both come out of this thing on top. Right? And so the honesty piece that I'm trying to talk about is not that superficial type of honesty. Let me set this up and go to the literature a minute. You know, one of the things I need to be honest about is that I tend to, before I get to the meeting, man, I have this thing all hooked up, you know, in terms of how I have this nice dissected ass honesty, a relationship with God piece hooked up for you. But, you know, honestly, you can't afford to do that. I'm just going to give you a couple of quotes because I don't want to lose my relationship and rapport with you. You know what I mean? Because I've done this enough to know that honestly that shit ain't going to work. You ain't going to hold a crowd too long just standing up here reading. You know what I mean? So you better pick you out one or two quick choice quotes and put this shit down. And that's honestly what I'm going to do. All right? I just got a couple I'm going to share with you. 3 at the most. Right? So, but I'm looking for a particular one. And even if I don't find it, I'm going to start paraphrasing in a minute. Right? Because what the one I'm looking for says is about how when we talk about honesty, we're not just talking about the type of honesty. Like I didn't have a relationship with God, right? Because of that, before I got here, I just lied because I was afraid, and fear comes from separation from God, right? And then when I got here, I was still afraid because I didn't have a relationship with God, so I just told the truth. Y'all said tell the truth. I said fine, fuck it. I'm still scared. I'll tell you the truth, right? But it wasn't the type of honesty that I'm trying to get to in this piece. What the type I'm trying to get to here is talking about self-honesty. See, honesty, though, means much more than not lying. The kind of honesty that's truly indispensable in recovery is self-honesty, which is neither easy nor simple to achieve. In our addiction, we created a storm of self-deception and rationalization, a whirlwind of lies, which the small, quiet voice of self-honesty could not be heard over. To become honest with ourselves, we must first stop lying to ourselves. That's really what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about no whole bunch of superficial honesty coming here. People talk about get honest like it's some nice, cute shit, you know. Somebody should get honest. Get honest. Check the books. Get honest. Somebody sharing clean time. Check the books. Get honest. And all of that stuff. That's easy. It's easy to come in here and tell you the truth. You know what I mean? The hard part is for me to tell the truth about me to me. Because that requires self-discovery. That requires me digging. Digging down beneath the layers of the masks. Digging down beneath the layers of the roles. You know, by the time I got to recovery, I was a very, very accomplished active at it. I didn't just stay out there by accident as long as I did. I had something for your ass. You understand what I'm saying? I had something for the situation, whatever the situation might be that I might find myself in. But once I got into recovery, those things that were positives in the dead world turned out to be negatives on this journey of self-disclosure and discovery. Because they would blind me and prevent me and keep me from seeing the real me for myself. Right? So it's fitting that I came in here and you said, hey, you know what? Let us love you till you can really learn how to love yourself. You understand? Because I came in here and you said, if you ask me, do you love yourself? Well, what make you ask me some stupid shit like that? I mean, do I look like I don't love myself to you? Do I have a neon sign on my forehead that says I don't love me? But mind you now, a nanosecond ago, my idea of loving myself was taking all the money I could get my hands on and buying the highest qualityest drugs I could find and having a kill Ousumane party in the name of loving me. Yeah. And then would take great pride in knowing where to go to get the most lethal shit. You understand? So you don't expect me to get high off this bullshit. Let's go to New York. Fuck, man. Let's go. This shit been stepped on and everything. No. I'm into really killing my ass. You know, I got to go to the edge. This ain't gonna take me to the edge. You see what I'm saying? So this is the same joker who considered that he loved. So you said, let us love you till you can learn to love yourself. Skilled people weren't born with their skills. It's going to be a process before you can really learn how to get honest with you about you. Let us be your eyes and ears. We'll tell you if you're honest. You understand? Because you so far away from it, Ousumane. You first of all, you don't even have a relationship with God. You know, and the kind of honesty we're talking about up in here, it's a deeper variety than that which you are prepared to practice. You know what I'm saying? See, I told you this is about the end of this shit. I told you. I'm about to just go. Listen to this. Those of us who find a fellowship and begin to live the steps, develop relationships with others. As we grow, we learn to overcome the tendency to run and hide from ourselves and our feelings. Being honest about our feelings helps others to identify with us. We find that when we communicate honestly, we reach others. But honesty takes practice, and none of us claims to be perfect. When we feel trapped or pressured, it takes great spiritual and emotional strength to be honest. And when I'm talking about it takes great spiritual and emotional strength to be honest, I'm talking about to be honest about my relationship with God. Because my topic is honesty or relationship with God. Right? Now it's easy to come in here and say God is the answer to every question. That shit sounds so good to me even. I hope it sounds good to you. Because that's one of my good ones. Right? That's the ones I tell myself. That's what I remind myself about. Right? But the intellectual piece to it and the practical application of it are two vastly different animals. Right? Why? Because every step in these books apply to me. Right? I want that. I want God to be my greatest source of strength and courage and the answer to every question. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, I'm powerless over my addiction, which constantly cries out for expression in my life. This is the battle I have on a daily basis. I have a disease that cries out for expression. It does not care in what manner, way, shape, form, or fashion it breaks out on me in my life, just as long as the end result, when you throw up the equal sign, could be pain and misery, is happy. Worse than that, most of the shit that causes me pain and misery in my life is the very shit that I like. So here I am confronted with a first step, the beauty of which is, if I use it correctly, it can assist me and help me in all the things that I stumble over that give me a rush, right, and make me mistake and misplace my faith instead of in God, in that. And the list is long when it comes to all the things and ways and means at my disposal to misplace my faith. It gets worse. Add to this that I have a distinct inability to see myself coming. I'm constantly jumping out the bushes, molesting myself. Every time I turn around, I'm jumping out the bushes, tearing myself up. And I cannot for the life of me, half the time, see myself coming. I'm going to give you an example because this is about honesty and relationship with God, right? I have not been doing well in the area of relationships. Let me just say that. Listen, it's pitiful. Pitiful. It's just pitiful. It's the older I get, the sadder it gets. I'm not making great progress in this area. Right? This is the truth. I'm telling you some good shit. This is some real good choice Ousumane shit. I'm not doing too well in that whole area. You know, it's a relationship could be a terribly painful area and this, that, and the other. Anyway, I was talking to my sister-in-law one day, you know, and I have this habit. I keep finding people, and she's the one. Ooh, this is it? All right. Case closed. See you later, boys. You know what I mean? Can't run with you no more because, hey, you know. And I go through this whole ritual and routine, and I take her and I introduce her to my family, you know. You need to meet my family, you know what I mean? If we're going to be doing this, you know, you meet the family, you know what I mean? This is so-and-so, what's the name, what's the name, and hit the fast forward button. Not too long after that, after this great, this is it. It's a wrap, right? And ain't too long after that, when you can find me saying, she is out of her motherfucking mind. Ooh, she's so crazy. And that's my routine, right? You know, I find it, this is it. Next thing you know, I don't know what, she got issues and all of that stuff, right? So I'm going through this one time with my sister-in-law. She said, you know, who happens to be in recovery, you know, she said, you know what you remind me of? I said, what? Why are you talking about me? I'm trying to talk about her anyway. But anyway, I'm going to get over that, right? She said, you remind me of somebody who gets sick and goes to the hospital because they're sick, right? And they get in the hospital, and as soon as they start feeling a little bit better, they start running down the hall, peeking in the different rooms. Wait. And they running down the hall and they keep looking in the room. As soon as they peek in the room and find somebody who looks attractive, they say, oh shit. And they run in, they unhook her IV with one hand, hold a little gown closed in the back in the other hand. Don't even stop to read the chart. Just come on. You're going to be all right. My name is Ousumane. We just got to get you out of here. Hey, wait, it gets worse. She might be saying something like, but I'm real sick. I'm not well. You know what I mean? Did you read my chart? Bring my meds. You don't need no meds. You don't need no meds. We don't need that chart. We're going to go to NA meetings. I'm going to introduce you to Amina. She'll be a good sponsor. And that's it. So she said, maybe you might want to consider stop running up on the unit looking for love, right? Maybe you should read some of these charts before you run them off the unit and whatnot. All right, so last Wednesday. Oh, hey, wait. All that's a setup to what I've got to say. You need to know that so you could appreciate this. Right? So somebody who used to be a member of my home group in New Jersey moved to New York, and now they're secretary of the meeting over there, and said, Ousumane, you need to come over here. You know, you got a great message. You can come, you share on the 8th tradition. Boom. I said, all right. I hook up with my man Marty. I said, Marty, let's go, man. We're going to New York. We're going to do the 8th tradition. Let's go. He said, bet, let's go. So get on over there, and it's a nice meeting, and I tear the 8th tradition up. But sitting on the front row is this bad Boricua. I mean, she passed fine. She granulated. Right? She is. Ooh. Right? And she got on like a one-piece black mini. And her hair's all short and chic. And she bad. And she's feeling me. She's feeling me, right? Did I say that she's feeling me? That's important. She's feeling me. And I'm feeling her. We grooving. We got a little meeting in the meeting. You know what I mean? So, so the way they do it over there, you finish sharing, then they have a secretary break and everything like that, this, that, and other. Then you get back up there, then you pick them, and they start off with the burning desire. She took the burning desire, and she said, listen, I used to have time, now I got one day. She said, I really need to be taking these meds. I just come from the hospital. I got some kind of viral infection. They don't know what it is. And I just don't know if I want to stay or go. And this is the tenor of her sharing and whatnot. I said, my kind of girl. Hey, no, I'm talking about, I got a point to this, you know what I mean? I got a point to this because I got steps and traditions in my life. And so I said, you better do a quick 5th step, Go to God, another recovering addict, and get with yourself, So sponsorship was indicated, and I didn't have a sponsor, but I had a sponsee with me. And because by now the meeting is over, and she done ran to the ladies' room and got even finer. And she came up, and she was appropriately pitiful, like, I really enjoyed your message. And just it's so hard to find people over here that understand me. You know what I mean? And then somebody came and he just broke between us and this, that, and the other. So I was going to continue it outside. But before I did it, I ran it past my sponsee. I said, listen, man, I'm on the unit. I'm on the unit, man. You know? And thank God, man, he hustled me away. He hustled me away. That's why nothing happened. And I can share about all of this in a positive fashion. But look at how close I was to misplacing my faith. That's the hit. With all that I know, with all that I profess, however well I might speak, I'm trying to tell you that, and what it comes from is the need to work more diligently on my relationship with my God. That's how these things come up in my life. I don't just automatically reach for drama, but when my spiritual condition is not right. They say it in the literature, our spiritual condition is the basis for a successful recovery, offering unlimited growth. They say we see by making our spiritual development our primary focus, all these other areas will develop naturally as they were meant to all along. But because I sometimes get the relationship with the God of my understanding on the back burner, right? Some other areas of my life then don't develop naturally as they were meant to all along, and I find myself jumping in there, adding some Ousumane shit to the equation, and then what I get is something I'm not happy with. So I'm sharing that because I need to talk about how important these steps are in terms of me having a means of having an honest relationship with God. The topic is honesty, a relationship with God. They could have said honesty depends on a relationship with God. Because what I find in my life is that when I can't get the relationship with the God of my understanding right, I tend to turn into a punk. This is something you will never hear me say again in life. All right? I don't even believe I'm saying this shit. This is an out-of-body experience. But here we go. When I don't have the relationship with the God of my understanding right, I turn into a punk. And I tend to reach for door number 1 and door number 2. I tend to do things that are outside of my known understanding of what's appropriate for me. That's right. And if I don't have this God piece right, it's very difficult for you to get in. Because I have all these classifications for you. You're a hater. You're jealous. You're envious. You're this. You're that. You're that. You're that. You know, I have all of these classifications for reasons for why I don't really need to listen to you. You're just mad because you don't have this shot. You know, and why don't you help me figure out how we can best manage this? So that's why the steps are indicated. Because without these steps, I would be a continuous sucker for a rush. I would be a 24/7 sucker for a rush. I'm so glad we have a first step that deals with addiction. I got a call from a sponsee out in California. He said, man, these people out here are out their motherfucking mind. He said they got every kind of A out here. They got heroin A, cocaine A, gangs A. They got some shit out there for your ass, man, to make you appreciate. Now, maybe this tape will reach out there, but I don't know. But it is what it is, you know. It is a situation where the Narcotics Anonymous message is not coming through clean. You know, the focus is not on addiction. You know, you got a whole body of people with substance or activity-specific approaches to recovery. Now, what I can tell you about me is I need Narcotics Anonymous worse than old folks need comfortable shoes. Because I need a one-size-fits-all type of recovery modality or program, because my disease is so fluid. You know what I mean? Look, I'm just a little sidelight. They say my disease is so fluid, and the point I wanted to make was that's important for me to understand, because they say, you don't always know what's going to make you use, and this, that, and the other. And they say that, and if you do use, you just go back to where you left off. Right? But that's not true. That's not true, because just like recovery is progressive, the literature teaches me that this disease is progressive and progressing whether I'm using a substance or not. That's why I find that anything that I get a rush from, I have to be oh so careful about. I don't know if you ever had the experience of saying, I'm going to just try this. This ain't really even me. You know what I mean? I'm going to give you a tryout. Good time, not a long time. Take a little, leave a lot. This is going to be lickety-split, quick, bang, boom. This is not what I'm looking for. Right? And you jump in there only to find, good God Almighty, I can't stop this. Now you got some real shit going. Because you done started something with somebody you shouldn't have started with, because you can't be with them for whatever the reason is, but now you started and you can't stop it. Because you once again underestimated your disease. Now you just really piling on to your 8th step. Because you underestimated your disease. Now I'm just using that as an example. I could use any area of my life for this. Sometimes I go food shopping and I convince myself all of a sudden, you can buy some ice cream. Everybody else buys ice cream. Look at that. They got a whole thing of ice cream. Obviously, a lot of people are eating ice cream. You can't be that fucked up that you can't eat no ice cream ever. Buy your ass some ice cream. There you go. Ice cream light. That's it. At least you're working with yourself, brother. Now get the big ass bucket of ice cream light. Now, a big ass bucket of anything will add something on your ass. I don't care how light it is. It's a big ass bucket. Huh? And everybody just gonna see your big ass. They ain't gonna say, boy, you got a particularly light big ass. You know what I mean? But anyway, I will convince myself you can get the big ass light bucket and whatnot. That bucket will call me all night long till it's empty. And listen, the process is just like it was with the substance. I'm going to get enough because I ain't got time to be going back and forth to New York all night. Fuck that. Yeah, just give me all that. Give me all that. All that. Give me. Hey, come on. Give me all that. Just wrap it up. Give me all. Yeah, I want all that. Come on. Same deal. Give me the big ass bucket. Go home, right? So yeah, I'm going to do this. This shit lasts about a month. You know, big ass bucket and shit. You know what I mean? Then you start scooping on it and shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You don't just get a big bowl and shit, because that's obviously you got your mind, right? So you just go in there and just... They ain't really eating, is it? No, they ain't really eating. That's just a little scoop and shit. But you know, you back in there again and you just... you know. But you didn't even need no bowl or nothing. You don't need a bowl because you just scooping after all, you know what I mean? Then you look up, you done scooped half the motherfucking thing out. You know what I mean? Then the thinking changes. You say, well, shit, you fucking up now. Yep. Get rid of this shit now. Throw it away. Now you ain't throw it away. You pay good money for it. You know what you do? Eat all that shit. Get this shit, eat it, and that's gonna be it. And then don't buy no more. And then you be right there the next day buying, can I have another big ass bucket of light? You know what I mean? So I'm seeing the patterns. And the steps are helping me seeing the patterns, my patterns, drives, instincts, routine, compulsive behaviors, you know what I'm saying? And the steps allow me to see myself coming. The steps allow me to see what I do instead of working on the relationship with the God of my understanding, which makes me have to get dishonest. And I'm not talking about dishonest with you. Like I say, I live alone except for the little 2-year-old, and she powerless like a motherfucker. She using too. She like, eat, come on, let's go. Ice cream. Abu, ice cream. Abu, big bucket, let's go. You know what I mean? I done turned her ass out. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll be trying to feed her little regular food. She said, no, I don't want that shit. Ice cream, motherfucker. It's sad. Listen, what I'm finding is, the longer I recover, the more important it is for me to work on the relationship with the God of my understanding. The longer I recover, the more I want to be able to practice honesty, the more I got to work on the relationship with the God of my understanding. The more I want to be in position to be able to see myself coming, to just even have a shot at recovery, the more I got to work on the relationship with the God of my understanding. You know, the less I want to be like a balloon with the air let out of it real quick, buzzing all over the place, the more I need to work on the relationship with the God of my understanding. You understand? When I don't work on it, I get afraid, and out of that fear, I start doing shit that's detrimental to me. I start thinking of things that are detrimental to me. You understand? Things that are detrimental to me start feeling good. I get comfortable. And then it gets harder. Then there's a reverse effect, because the more I get into this shit, the more difficult it is for me to work on the relationship with the God of my understanding, which is the answer, where all the answer to all my questions is. You know, then I find myself in this limbo land. Now I know what to do, but now I'm finding, just like a joker who goes out and uses and says, damn, it's hard to get back. I know where NA is. I know where the meetings, they're going to meet right there. I've been there. I was the secretary. I just that and other. I know all them people, you know what I mean? But now I'm using, that's what the little newcomer one day was saying, you know, it's hard getting back. That's what she was sharing. It's hard getting back. I know where to go. I got all the literature, but it's hard getting back. And what I'm finding is when I put the God of my understanding over here and all these other areas of my life, it's hard getting back. And then I tend to hold on to stuff longer than I need to hold on to it, just because of the fact that if I don't hold on to that, I got to re-experience the void. And I got to suffer the pain of withdrawal or go on to the bitter end. But now I'm in recovery, so I already know where the bitter ends are going to go. Bitter. To the end. That's why they call it the bitter end. It's going to be bitter to the end. It ain't going to get no better. It's going to be bitter and stay bitter till it ends. Yeah, it's real simple. I don't want to be dealing with the bitter ends. So I got to start the reversal process. So I got to talk to people. I got to reach out. I got to talk to people in my life, and we got to say real simple shit to one another like, are you praying? That's right. Fuck you ask me, am I praying for? I know how to pray like you know how to pray. Why you ask me, do I pray? You pray, you know, you automatically want to get people off you. Because you ain't praying. You got everything all set up and shit. You got your little prayer area and everything like that, you know, when you're supposed to pray and everything like that. But something just seems to happen every time you're supposed to do your thing, and then gets in the way of you praying. And so when you get the simple question, are you praying, brother? Damn, nah, man, you know what? Matter of fact, you need to help me with that. Keep asking me that. Because even though somebody puts you in touch with something doesn't mean that you're in position to do anything about it. Because you could be so far gone. You don't even know how you got that far gone. All you know is you are so far gone that it's a struggle doing what you need to be doing. Yeah. Then people start asking you, not only are you praying, but are you teaching the other people coming behind you how to pray? The younger members of your family? Are you doing the things you need to be doing? Are you meditating? You know? And it gets hard. And then I find that my prayer's messed up. find myself praying for a whole bunch of ridiculous stuff. God, you do know that the big game is up to 75 million now. You are aware of that, God. And obviously you know my condition, so I mean, I'm just saying that I ain't begging, but I'm just saying, if you want to hit a brother off right about now, I wouldn't complain. You know what I'm saying? I'm finding that my prayers have to go through a process too to get back to what we're talking about. And without these guides, without the 11 steps that's telling me, look, the goal is to get to where all you want to know is more knowledge of God's will for you and the power to carry that out. Now I'm finding that even in the prayer process, I got to rework my prayers and get through all of this bullshit. And then what makes it so bad, after you done seen it rain more than once, even though you praying for this bullshit, you know that you can't even appreciate it. You wouldn't even know what to do with it if you got it. How you know? Because God's given it to you before. And by your track record, you've shown that, what? Run through it like Grant through Richmond. Buy up a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah. Everything you have, you lose the ability to appreciate. Now you got to get new and improved everything. Matter of fact, you need to go. That's what the disease will do to you. Since I'm new and improved, and you still you, I'm ready to take another look at you. And what's changed is nothing but my attitude. Now I'm indifferent and I'm intolerant. And the literature teaches that there's one thing more than anything else that'll defeat me. That's an attitude of indifference and intolerance towards spiritual principles. So without God, even if I get money, I'm keeping it to myself. You got some money? No, I ain't got shit. I ain't got nothing. Broke them over. What is that? Coming from a generous God. Huh? How quick I could forget where all the good in my life comes from. Every good thing that ever happened to me in my life is a direct outgrowth of the God of my understanding. And a lot of times, not only is it a direct outgrowth of the God of my understanding, but it comes about despite my best efforts to sabotage it. How about that? God will be working in my life when I'm working in another direction altogether. And just patiently wait for me to run my course. So you finish it? Well, I don't know, God. Maybe that was the wrong variety of that. Maybe, I want to tinker with it. I still want to put my stuff in it, when all I got to do is surrender quietly. Surrender quietly and follow the directions in this program. This program lays out a roadmap for how you need to go about living your life. It gives you a roadmap for how you need to go about getting a relationship with God. And if and when I do that, my life is really, really sweet. If and when I do that, what I find is what I found when I went through this real dark period, that even with all of that stuff happening, I could still dance in the middle of the fire. Even with all of that happening, I could still sing in a foreign land. I could have never done that without the God of my understanding in Narcotics Anonymous. I was the same guy who looked for an excuse to use. The cat died. Cat died. Gotta use. Now, with this program, the God of my understanding, Like it says, lost dreams awaken and new possibilities arise. I'm an addict named Ousumane.